my gosh. Holy moly, this is insane, guys. They're literally just here beaching themselves. There's hundreds of giant trevally and reef sharks beaching themselves right in front of me. This is honestly incredible. I'm in the middle of one of the craziest nature encounters I've ever seen. You guys that watched the last episode would have seen the GTs and the sharks hunting and beaching themselves. And it looks like we're on again this Savo. This has got to be one of the craziest nature encounters I've ever filmed. And that's what today's episode is, guys. We're going to count down the top 5 predator versus prey crazy nature encounters. But we've got low battery. So this has been happening out here for about a week now, and I just haven't wanted to miss a moment. So I'm set up here, able to just recharge batteries, keep the drones in the air, keep the cameras rolling. Let's swap it over. Things are really heating up out there. I've got to get this drone back out there ASAP. It seems like right on dark, right on sunset is when they really fire up the most. Swap the battery over. All right, let's go again. We're on again. They're all just around the corner here. Oh, they're smashing up right on the shore. This is crazy. Oh, I've got to take you down there. Now, normally I've got to be super stingy with batteries. I've only got 2 drone batteries, but that's why I've brought the EcoFlow Delta out here to set up. And that is what has allowed me to be able to recharge, and just keep cameras rolling the entire time. So it's probably a good time basically to show you guys what the Delta does, and a few of you guys might find it useful for your own adventures. Oh, in a sec, they're about to smash up. I reckon they're about to bust up. The whole ocean is like boiling at the moment. So the Delta Max can provide you with enough power to literally power your own home. You can go completely off grid, but I actually just use it to charge all of the camera gear. So for example, it can recharge this drone here 48 times, which is just amazing. Can recharge my phone 175 times. So talk about like convenience with being able to set up in a place like this while nature's playing out and just keep the cameras rolling. That's why the Delta's here for this little mission. Now how it works, you can charge it up a number of different ways. You can charge it up with solar, through a solar panel, which goes straight in. You can plug it into your wall at home through 240 volts, that'll charge it up. Also, your cigarette plug in your car, that'll charge it up. You can actually partner a couple of them up in series to increase your capacity if you really want to live off grid and power your entire house and like not have to worry about power at all. It's super easy and convenient to use. It'll tell you how many hours you can keep charging. So at the moment I can keep charging how I am for 19 hours. Power out is 80 watts, charging all my devices. And once I plug a solar panel in, then of course I'll get an input. We're at 82%. I know a lot of you guys are into like the caravan or camper van life. Literally just put one of them behind your seat and your power's covered. So I've been really happy with it so far, and this is the reason we've been able to capture some of that specky footage of the feeding frenzy happening over the last few days. If this sounds like something that might be useful to you, there's a link in the description which will actually get you a bit of a discount for all Back to Basics viewers. All right, now here's my top 5 crazy predator versus prey nature encounters I've managed to see and capture on film. Coming in at number 5 was some bottlenose dolphins hunting a school of mullet right out the front of our camp. So Fran, myself and my sister Jess headed out to a remote island off the west coast of Australia. We literally just set up camp the first night on this uninhabited island, no one around. A bow wave come racing into the shore and kicked some mullet up onto the beach. We quickly realized it was a bottlenose dolphin and it was hunting a school of mullet. By the time I got the drone in the air, we could see the entire school of mullet and the dolphins then chasing him. It was just such a surreal moment. It was pretty cool to see the dolphin hit top speed and come right into the shallows like that. They're an amazing hunter. Number 4, Hammerhead Sharks versus stingrays. Now in a predator versus prey scenario, I can't help but find myself cheering for the prey to get away. And this is the only time in the top 5 that the prey manages to escape. the hammerhead shark's favorite food is the stingray. And we previously filmed an amazing escape. There was a whole heap of splashing and commotion offshore. We saw the hammerhead's fin coming through the water, and then this stingray seemingly jumped out of the jaws of the hammerhead and come racing in towards the shore. The hammerhead was a little bit lost and dazed and couldn't find the stingray, and the stingray came right into our feet. It had a couple of scratches from the bite marks of this hammerhead, but it managed to escape. So we knew that the hammerheads love hunting the stingrays. So later down the track, we just set up camp on another uninhabited island, but on the Great Barrier Reef this time. Once again, we saw the big dorsal fin coming through the shallows of a big hammerhead shark, and I just knew what was going to unfold. So I got the drone in the air, and we had this bird's eye view of this hunt of a hungry hammerhead shark getting around through the shallows. This time it was hunting for cowtail rays. And the surprising thing here was how much it struggled to firstly locate the stingrays, and then secondly to even bite or get the stingrays. After a number of unsuccessful attempts, no stingrays were harmed this afternoon, and this hammerhead shark went hungry. Oh. Just as the sun's setting here, all this boiling water, this is the GTs and the sharks. I'm not sure where this moment is going to rank in the top 5. I'll probably need a few days to digest, but it's pretty special watching this just as the sun sets. Look at that. Now, number 3, crocodiles versus flatback turtles. Now at this point, we'd had our fair share of run-ins with large saltwater crocodiles in remote areas of Australia. We had one on the Great Adventure 1 which stalked us for almost a week. Literally every movement we made up and down this beach, the crocodile would follow us just offshore, and the weather was so rough we were unable to depart this bay. It was rather eerie because where we were camped, it was kind of like similar to this, where the ocean on the high tide came lapping right at our swag. So every night Fran and I had to sit up and torch this crocodile. It was certainly a long few nights and we couldn't wait to get out of there. And then there was the time in the Kimberleys where I reckon this crocodile was about the size of the salty dingo.
This is huge.
It's like a dinosaur. And there was this cheeky crocodile which wanted a piece of Fran's barramundi. That croc's coming in. Oh.
I'm shaking.
But one of the best experiences was on the Great Adventure 1 when Fran and I wanted to get a closer look at the critically endangered flatback turtles. So up until this point, we'd never seen one in the wild, we'd never seen one full stop. And they were due to come up and nest on a certain island up north. So Fran and I were like, beauty, we went and set up camp on this island, hoping to get a closer look at these flatback turtles for the first time. There was plenty coming up to lay, so we filmed them as they came up, dug their holes, and watched this whole nature show unfold, which was amazing. But it seemed every crocodile in the area also had the hot tip that the turtles were in town. And they came and literally lined the beach like I'd never seen before. Normally crocodiles are territorial and will keep their distance, but there was so much food source of these turtles here that they didn't mind kind of sitting right next to each other on the beach. So Fran and I found a little spot to set up camp that was slightly elevated. It's probably 2 meters of sand dunes up to where we set up our swag. Watching this whole show play out with the turtles coming up and then the crocodiles waiting for either a tired turtle or any new hatchlings. Watching this show play out was pretty surreal. And that takes us to number 2. Sea lions versus a school of mullet. We just got the new boat. This was the maiden voyage. Fran and I went to test it out, and we're anchored in a bay where there was a couple of sea lions on the beach, and we'd actually seen them earlier that day. It was quite amazing. We had a beautiful swim with them. They're such a playful creature in the water. And then I was filming from the drone and actually looking down on these sea lions. It looked like one of them was eating something in the shallows, and they're all sort of playing around. And then out of nowhere, something clicked and they all raced up the beach. And as I panned out on the drone, there was a shark that had came in. In this area, there's great white sharks are the main predators for these sea lions. So they were obviously on edge for that, but the shark wasn't actually too big. So we were really keen to grab some footage of it. I kept the drone in the air, Fran slipped in the water and swam over hoping to film it. At this same time, a school of mullet came past. The sea lions came back into the water and then they switched into hunt mode and chased after this school of mullet. Oh, there's a hunt on. Oh my gosh, they're chasing a school of fish. They've got one separated. These two sea lions are chasing this fish. Oh, I think they're gonna get him. Oh, he's almost beached himself. They're going for it. Oh, they've got it. Oh my gosh. We've just witnessed these two sea lions bail up a school of fish in the shallows. Oh, he's starting to feed on it. He's just throwing it around and biting it. Oh, the fish has escaped. No, they're gonna get him. This fish is too injured. Guys, these two sea lions have just successfully hunted a fish right in the shallows here, and Fran is right in there. Fran is getting up close and personal with it.
Share with us. Come on, you can't eat it all.
I can't believe we've just witnessed this. Wow. Watching this all play out from a bird's eye view from the drone was absolutely incredible. And then Fran was right there to get some of the craziest footage I've ever seen of this sea lion tearing apart this mullet. Here's these GTs boiling there. But that takes us to number one, a pod of orcas versus a baby humpback whale. Now, a quick disclaimer, nature encounters don't always work out the way you want them to. And as I said before, in these predator versus prey moments, I can't help but find myself cheering on for the prey to get away. But that's not what happened here. Prepare yourself for a sad ending, because it doesn't end well for this baby humpback calf. So we're out on the Salty Dingo whale watching, and it was at the time of the year where the humpback whales are moving up the coast and they're actually having their calves. So there's lots of youngborns around, and it's a really amazing spectacle to see as the humpbacks are teaching their calves how to breach, and it's just a great time to be on the water watching this all play out. But then a pod of orcas or killer whales appeared, and they're also there for the same reason as us, to get a look at these newly born humpback whale calves. But they've got other intentions. And we're watching all that go down, and then the pod of killer whales come right underneath the Salty Dingo, underneath the boat.
Oh my god, they're just under the bow. Oh my god,
Just under the boat. And then shortly after, something white popped up, like white and blubbery. We went over to it, and what it was a section of what was once a giant squid. And just the remains of this thing was huge.
Oh, it's definitely squid. That is crazy. Look how big it is. Oh my god.
Sometimes the marine mammals, like the killer whales, like the dolphins, come off and show off their catches to humans. And man, this thing is like a mysterious creature of the deep, so rarely seen by humans, these giant squids. So I think it was just coming up and showing off its catch to us, which is just incredible. Like, it was one of the coolest things I have ever seen. Throughout the afternoon, we watched this pod of orcas hunt a number of humpback whales in their calves. But time and time again, the brave mother was able to discourage the orcas and push them away, and with its loud breathing and peck slaps and fin slaps, it was able to save its calf time and time and time again.
Right on the tail of these whales.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Something going on there, eh?
Whoa.
too. Don't fall overboard.
Oh, that's something. That's an oil slick at the surface.
Behind them. Oh, there's sharks behind them, guys.
Oh, feeding on
Yeah, there's sharks behind them. There's a big shark behind them.
the. Yeah, I want to get in.
Oh, amazing, eh? Oh my god.
We weren't quite sure what we were seeing to start with, so you may have heard some mixed emotion screams, but we just realised that we've witnessed the successful orca hunt on a baby humpback whale. You can't help but find yourself cheering for the baby whale to escape and get away, but damn, Mother Nature is crazy and the ocean is a wild place. The orcas are only interested in eating the newly born calf's tongue, discarding the rest for the sharks to frenzy on as it sinks to the bottom. The orcas are very much the apex predator of the oceans. They've been known to hunt the largest animals in the ocean, like the blue whale, which can be up to 50 times their weight, and even the most notorious of sharks, like the great whites. But still, that being said, the mother humpbacks and their escorting male counterparts do their best to protect their young calves. So there are plenty of humpback calves that survive the attacks and make it through this vulnerable stage of their lives.
Watching this play out from some of the planet's biggest animals, the ocean's top predator, and we're sitting there and the bloody tiny little salty dingo was just like, oh man, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Nature is crazy. Let me know which one was your favorite out of the top 5 predator versus prey nature encounters that we've managed to capture here.